Hi everybody and welcome to FabTax. I'm Rosemary and thanks for stopping by. Today I'm excited to share part 2 of my Christmas Trash to Treasure, where I'll show you how I made Hobby Lobby inspired Christmas decor from common items that millions of people all over the world throw away every day. In this video I'll show you how I made this 3-piece buffalo check gift set, this faux wood and buffalo check planter, and this reversible buffalo check naughty or nice sign. The Dollar Tree DIY lantern with the buffalo check bow is from a previous video, and the farmhouse houses are from part 1 in this series, and I will link both videos in the description box below. If you did catch part 1 of this series, you know that the trash item featured in this Trash to Treasure is cardboard cartons. Project 1 is the buffalo check gift set. For this project, I used 3 of the half-gallon cartons, and I just removed that little plastic spout by kind of getting in between the cardboard and the plastic and just pulling it out. For the largest of the 3 boxes, I just cut off the very top portion of the carton. For the medium size gift, I went down to that first crease at the top of the carton and cut off there. For the small box, I went to that same crease on the carton and measured down 2 inches. I then marked that spot all the way around the carton and then cut the carton there. Once all the cartons were cut down to size, I wanted to give them a quick coat of paint because I didn't want the print or the colors coming through on the buffalo check. You can use either spray or brush. Once the cartons were painted, I went back on the larger carton and I wanted to reinforce those sides where it folds in naturally from the original creasing. So I just used some of the scraps from the cutoffs of the tops of the cartons and sized some cardboard in to each one of the flaps and then hot glued those into place on all 4 sides. To give some additional weight, I did add some of these flat river rocks from the Dollar Tree to the base of the cartons. However, I think just some of the scrap cardboard is probably enough to give enough weight. To cover the boxes, I used this buffalo check scrapbook paper from Hobby Lobby. I took the sheet of scrapbook paper and placed one edge at the bottom of the carton and then marked up about 1/4 of an inch above that line, and cut the sheet at that spot. I then took some Mod Podge and just covered the edges of one of the sides, but then completely covered all 3 of the remaining sides with the Mod Podge. I then took my cut piece of scrap paper and lined it up with the bottom of the carton on that one side of the carton that I only covered the edges with the Mod Podge. I only covered about 1/4 of an inch on that side before bringing it around to the side, to the next side, and creasing it with my fingers around the edge of the carton. I just flattened out the piece on the carton side, and then again took it around to the corner and gave it a nice crease with my fingers. Again, flattening it, then bringing it to the corner, creasing it, and taking it all the way back around to those 3 sides that were covered with the Mod Podge, back to that one side that only has the corners covered, and again just bringing it about 1/4 of an inch around to flatten it out, crease it out on the corner. And then I took some more of that Mod Podge and just covered that side that did not have the Mod Podge to begin with, and took that remaining piece of paper and lined up the pattern, and then placed the piece of paper on top of the Mod Podge, again flattening it out and making sure all the sides are even. Then I just cut it, leaving again that about 1/4 of an inch flap on top, and then went back with some scissors and cut the corners so that it's easier to fold, and then added some Mod Podge to the top, where I then proceeded to fold in those sides. And then I just cut a piece to fit the top. To decorate the boxes, I used this decorative nautical rope from the Dollar Tree, as well as some picks that I got from Walmart. And I just put some hot glue down the side of the box and attached the nautical rope, and then just brought that around to the top and just kind of gave it a little curly cue where I cut it. And then I'm going to just glue it in that shape. So just add some hot glue around the top and to the corner, just making kind of that half circle shape. And then I repeated that for all 4 sides. Next, I took this green juniper stem that I got from Walmart and just removed a few of the leaves, and then also some of these white berries that I also got from Walmart, and just removed a few of those, and then a little acorn that I had from the Dollar Tree. And then I just proceeded to add them to the top of the box. And there again is the finished project. Project 2 is a faux wood and buffalo check planter. For this project, I used 4 half-gallon containers. I marked up from the bottom 4 inches and drew lines all the way around, and then cut the cartons there. Next, I glued the 4 cartons together. I then took this faux wood scrapbook paper from Hobby Lobby and measured up 4 1/2 inches from the bottom. I wanted to have that 1/2 inch again to have a little flap to wrap around the top. I then drew a line across and cut the paper there. Next, I took my 4 glued cartons and applied some Mod Podge to the surface. Then I just took my cut piece of scrapbook paper and lined up the bottom with the bottom edge of the paper, leaving that overhang on the top. I then continued to go all the way around the cartons with those 4 1/2 inch pieces of the scrapbook paper. I then made cuts in the top flap, in the corners, and also in the spaces between the cartons so that I could fold the paper over and create that top lip. After the piece was dry, I went back with a top coat of the Mod Podge. To make the little feet, I used these yo-yo party favors from the Dollar Tree and also the caps of the cartons. I just glued those together and then I painted them black. I also used some black paint to cover the base of the container. And then use the side of my brush to apply some paint and do some edging to the tops, bottoms, and corners. And once everything was dry, I just used some hot glue to attach my little feet to the 4 corners of the planter. Then I took this buffalo check ribbon that I got from Hobby Lobby and cut a piece to go all the way around the container. Then I attached that base piece with some hot glue. A little hot glue around the back to hold it in place. And then another dab in front and just secured it there. Then I just added a bow and the planter was done. To fill the container, I used some floral foam from the Dollar Tree and floral moss and just added those to the containers, and then used these picks from Walmart as well as these burlap leaves from Dollar Tree to make the arrangement. And here is the finished project, complete with florals. Project number 3 is this reversible naughty or nice sign. To make this sign, I used a quart-sized cardboard container, and then I just cut along the creases at the top in the 4 corners. These are going to create the flaps that I'm going to just fold down. Next, I just went back with some hot glue to secure the flaps in place. Next, I painted the whole container with white paint. You can use brush or spray. Then I took some colonial red paint and just painted one side of the carton. Then I took that same buffalo check scrapbook paper from Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to measure it across the top of the carton, but this time I am going to be measuring it flush with the edges of the carton. I don't want a lip on this one. I'm just going for the exact measurement of the carton. And then I'm going to cut out a couple of strips. I want to keep the pattern the same, so after I cut the first strip, I did just go to the other side of the paper so that I could get the exact same pattern on the strips that I'm cutting. When I apply the strips, I want to make sure that I'm going on the sides that are not the front and the back, so don't want to cover over the red part. So I'm going to go ahead and just put some Mod Podge all over the other 2 sides of the carton and the top and the bottom, and then just proceed to apply the strips of scrapbook paper to those sides. For the feet of the little sign, I'm going to use these plastic spouts that I removed from the cartons, and I'm just going to paint them with black paint. To apply the lettering, I'm using this printout from my computer, and I will supply a link in the description box. Now, for the last few projects, I've been doing reverse images, but this is going to be a straight image. And I'm going to just scribble on the back. I had a hard time trying to reverse mirror image the PDF, so this will just be a straight image that I scribble on the back and then go put it on the front and just trace the front with a pencil to get the pencil imprint on the back. And then when I lift it up, you'll see that there is an image on there that I can trace. For the naughty sign, I will be using a white paint marker to trace the letters. And then for added effect, I just took my paint marker and made little dash marks all the way around the edge of the sign. I'll repeat the process for the nice, just scribbling on the back and then coming to the front and tracing the letters with a pencil. And then once that imprint is made, I will go back with my black paint marker, and trace out all the letters, as well as make the little black dashes all the way around the edges. Once everything is nice and dry, I will go back with some Mod Podge and put a top coat all the way around the project. Lastly, I just hot glued 2 of those little feet right to the center of the sign. And there you have the finished project, this on the naughty side, and then here is the nice side. Well, I hope you have enjoyed part 2 of this Christmas Trash to Treasure series and the Hobby Lobby inspired buffalo check Christmas decor made from cardboard cartons. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to give a thumbs up, and please share with any family and friends you think would also enjoy this video. Please let me know if you plan to make any of these DIYs or which one was your favorite. If you're not already a subscriber, please consider subscribing. We'd love to have you join the family. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.